Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Fire just set up a future 51 romance while telegraphing the end of another. Chicago Fire has a lot of storylines to juggle at the moment. We have firefighters at very different points in their lives, and part of the fun is shifting from one story to the other. A Beast Like This did an excellent job of providing updates, but the most exciting developments were given to Lizzie Novak, Jocelyn Houdin, and Violet McCamey, Hanako Greensmith. Novak shocked most viewers by cornering Jack Damon, Michael Bradway, and kissing him during the episode In the Rubble. Fans shipping the two characters were validated, even if their hopes for the immediate future were dashed in the opening of A Beast Like This. Damon decided that he wanted to start fresh upon returning to 51, and told Novak that he preferred they stay friends for now. Novak, to nobody's surprise, was perfectly fine with the request. She shrugged off the possibility of romance and went back to treating Damon like a coworker. Damon, perhaps anticipating more of a saddened reaction, was visibly disappointed. He's clearly into Novak, even though his reasoning for wanting to cool things down is valid. We haven't seen the last of the Novak and Damon romance. These two have had chemistry from day one, and if there's one thing Chicago Fire writers love, it's playing the long game. We will see the duo dancing around each other for the rest of Season 13, and maybe even into Season 14, but there is a lot more to this story. Conversely, Violet is winding down the clock with her current beau, Flynn, Stephen Strait. The lawyer was seemingly a perfect match for Violet, but the more time has passed, the more the latter has felt distance. She's clearly still hung up on Sam Carver, Jake Lockett, and his time away from 51 has only amplified how much she still cares about him. A Beast Like This ends with the revelation that Carver is coming back to the firehouse, and Violet is unmistakably shaken upon finding out. She doesn't know how to contend with Carver, and she feels guilt about her growing disinterest in Flynn. We're not relationship experts here at OCC, but we know a doomed show romance when we see one, especially when one of the characters involved is not part of the 51 team. Flynn was a healthy distraction from Carver, but a distraction nonetheless. All signs point to Violet ending their relationship in the next few episodes. Her next move with Sam Carver is a lot trickier to anticipate. Firehouse 51 had seen its fair share of heartbreak, but on this particular shift, love was in the air, whether the firefighters liked it or not. For weeks there had been whispers around the house that Lieutenant Sam Carver and paramedic Violet McCamey had been growing close. It had started subtly, quick glances exchanged over the bustle of the firehouse, easy banter during downtime, and a newfound comfort in each other's presence. But tonight, under the flickering glow of the firehouse kitchen's dim lights, there was no mistaking the undercurrent of something more. "Want some?" Carver asked, offering Violet a takeout container filled with pasta from their favorite late-night joint. She hesitated for only a second before grabbing a fork. "I mean, if you insist." He smirked. "You always take my food." She chewed thoughtfully. "Because you always order the best thing on the menu." As their laughter filled the space, the moment didn't go unnoticed. Stella Kidd, ever the observant lieutenant, exchanged a knowing glance with her husband, Kelly Severide, who merely arched a brow in silent agreement. Something was happening between those two, whether they realized it or not. But while a romance seemed to be blooming on one end, another one was beginning to wither. Blake Gallo had been trying, really trying, to hold onto whatever thread was left between him and Violet. Ever since Evan Hawkins' tragic passing, their connection had felt strained, and though they had shared a close friendship, the spark they once had seemed to be dimming. That became painfully clear during the next call. The team responded to a car accident on the highway. It was chaos, smashed metal, the pungent scent of gasoline in the air, and panicked voices. As Violet worked quickly to stabilize a young woman with a broken femur, Carver was by her side, handing her supplies before she could even ask for them. Their teamwork was effortless, seamless. Meanwhile, Gallo watched from a distance. He had always prided himself on his chemistry with Violet in the field, but tonight she barely looked his way. "You good, Gallo?" Ritter asked, stepping up beside him. Gallo shook his head as if snapping himself out of a daze. "Yeah, just watching." Ritter followed his line of sight. "Ah, that kind of watching." Back at 51, the shift wound down, but tensions ran high. Carver leaned against one of the fire engines, running a hand through his hair as Violet approached. "Hey," she said softly. "I just wanted to say thanks. You were a great partner out there." His lips quirked. "I try." For a moment, they just stood there, the air between them crackling with something neither was quite ready to name. Inside, Gallo watched from the bay doors, a heavy weight settling in his chest. Later, as the firefighters changed out of their gear, Gallo caught Violet alone. "Hey, can we talk?" She gave him a tired smile. "Of course. What's up?" He hesitated, searching for the right words. I feel like things have been different between us." She sighed. "Gallo." "I know you don't owe me anything," he interrupted. "I just need to know, is there still something here?" She looked at him, then really looked at him, and her silence was answer enough. A moment later, Carver walked by, nodding at Violet as he passed. The unspoken shift between them was undeniable, and for the first time Gallo realized the inevitable. The chapter between him and Violet had already closed. As Firehouse 51 powered down for the night, one romance had found new embers, while another's flames had flickered out. Change was in the air, and whether they were ready or not, love and loss would continue to shape them all. In the latest episode of Chicago Fire, Firehouse 51 set the stage for a new romance, while simultaneously foreshadowing the end of another. The long-running drama is no stranger to heartbreak, passion, and the ever-complicated dynamics that come with dating within the walls of one of Chicago's busiest firehouses. But this week, the writers made it clear, change is coming, and the future of 51's love lives is about to get a shakeup. For months, fans have speculated about whether there was more than just camaraderie between paramedic Violet McCamey and newcomer firefighter Sam Carver. Their flirtation has been subtle but persistent. Shared glances across the firehouse, late-night conversations in the common room, and the way Carver always seems to be there when Violet needs him. However, up until now, their relationship has existed in a will-they-won't-they limbo. This episode, though, hinted that the balance is tipping in favor of a romance. The catalyst? A harrowing call that saw Violet and Carver trapped in a collapsed building. As they fought their way out, the tension between them reached a breaking point. Carver, typically guarded and emotionally closed off, let his walls down in a way he hadn't before. As the dust settled and the team worked to extract them, there was a moment, charged and full of unspoken feelings, where it seemed inevitable that something had shifted between them. The near-death experience forced them to acknowledge that life is short, and sometimes the things left unsaid are the ones that matter the most. Back at the firehouse, Sylvie Brett, always one to notice the chemistry between her colleagues, gave Violet a knowing look. "So, you and Carver," she said casually as they cleaned up the rig. Violet, who had always been dismissive of the idea before, didn't immediately deny it this time. Instead, she just smiled, a flicker of something hopeful in her expression.